Hi, my name is Alex Jonathan Brown. I am the taller half of Pi Common Brown. And when my partner and I were kind of putting this presentation together, we had a whole fantastic 16-minute plan. We were going to talk about, like Craig said, cool versus hip. And we were going to really break apart what we would have to do as Fort Wayne to become a sustainably cool culture. Then we found out we had 6 minutes, and so we had to make some cuts. So the one thing I want you to leave with today, the one thing to keep in mind that will really help us become a sustainably cool place here in Fort Wayne: don't open a taco truck. I know what you're thinking. All the cool places have taco trucks, Alex, and everybody loves tacos. Fair enough. I'm willing to admit that there's probably a correlation between cool places and taco trucks, but this is TEDx. Let's up our game and talk about causality. Richard Florida is a professor at the University of Toronto. He's kind of the go-to guy on this sort of stuff. He came up with the idea of a creative class, basically the one group of people you can attract to your city. They'll really set up roots and turn your culture around. Creative class, by the way, is a registered trademark, so keep that good. So who are the creative class? Florida says they are tech workers and artists and musicians and members of the LGBTQ community. So the next question then is, how do we get the creative class to our town? Long story short, again, because of time, but Florida talks about kind of a top-down approach to really suck them in. He talks about my former hometown of Austin, Texas. I was there for a year, as kind of a fantastic place where that's happening, a whole bunch of cool stuff. Right? But after living there for a year, my wife and I sort of realized that there's a lot about Austin that Florida is not writing about. And other researchers like Joshua Long have pointed that out. Basically, going after the creative class in such a concerted way has side effects. Long talks about a loss of urban cultural character, a sense of detachment, and over-commercialization. Basically, by courting the creative class, cities like Austin are risking losing what made them attractive in the first place. The City of Austin Demographics Office writes that Austin is becoming a more divided city, divided not just in terms of income, but also in terms of cultural attributes, linguistic characteristics, and political persuasion. Now, Austin's doing fine, but in Fort Wayne, in the last 48 hours, we've had 4 shootings. And if you're anything like me, your response to that was to see it on Twitter, think about it for 4 seconds, and then go back to Twitter. We're living this divide right now because none of us feel threatened by 4 shootings in the last 48 hours. Austin makes this work because they have a fantastic cultural, creative environment that dates back to the 1960s. In Fort Wayne, we're still trying to figure that out, I think. And if we're going to make this work here, we have to build that organically. Thinking about attracting the creative class is a lot like going to Lowe's and getting a whole host of these paint chips before you've really built the walls you're looking to paint. You've got a lot of things that are much more important that you need to do first. So to back up a bit, don't open a taco truck unless you need to open a taco truck. Taco trucks started organically. They were ways to get cheap, good food to day laborers where they were working. It's from that organic beginning that you can build the cool stuff where it's the hip place to get lunch in those cool towns we talked about earlier. So, the real takeaway, 3 things you can do, keep in mind, to really build an organic culture here. First off, be incredibly honest with yourself. That idea that you've been kicking around in your head for the last 8 months, is that something that really needs to happen, or something you really, really want to need to happen? If you're coming away from TEDx today all excited because you're going to go start your own taiko drumming thing, stop being an idiot. Go drum with these people. They're very good. Don't start a new thing. That's your ego getting in the way. Be honest with yourself. Secondly, don't start a nonprofit. There are tons of nonprofits in Fort Wayne, Indiana. They do fantastic work, not the least of which is signing my paycheck. And so keep that up. But as Aaron showed us earlier, if you're able to do different nonprofits each week for 52 weeks, chances are good your idea for a nonprofit already exists. Go and help those people. If it doesn't exist, please try to find a way to do it where you're bringing money in organically. Do it for profit. It doesn't mean you turn into a Rockefeller and you're running people out of their homes. It does mean it's a much more sustainable way to do business. And third, hustle. Shops like One Lucky Guitar in Fort Wayne have proven that this town will support good people doing great work, but you absolutely have to earn it. I don't know if anybody in here follows Matt Kelly on Twitter/Instagram, but back in April, he posted this picture of him and the lead singer of Wilco, Jeff Tweedy, sitting on a couch with no context whatsoever, just two guys chilling, right? And then yesterday, One Lucky Guitar posted a blog that says Matt designed a poster for a living room show Jeff was doing in Chicago. That's awesome. That's the way to do it. Hustle, do really, really good work, and then tweet about it after. That order is really important. Tweet after. Right? So, basically, those are the three things. Don't open a taco truck unless you absolutely need to. For those of us in Fort Wayne who want to do creative, amazing things, we have so much work to do in front of us. But it is work, and it is up to us. We can't rethink Fort Wayne by hoping that a creative class is going to swoop in and solve these problems for us. It's up to us. It's up to us to go do that now. And for 99% of us, that doesn't involve starting a taco truck. Thanks.